Wow, he's betting 800,000. The pot had 1.1 million in it. Now to a pro player, that's an overbet, as we say. And it brings up suspicion in you. Why is he betting so much? Is he trying to steal this pot? You know that's what Benjamin's thinking right now. Well, there you see the Club WPT chip count. Craig Varnell out in front with 15.2 million. James Mackey in second with 12.5. Benjamin Zamani in third place with 4.2 million.
And the winner will take home close to 700,000 tonight from Choctaw. He'll become the champion. Also will receive the beautiful U-Blow watch. Make the Tournament of Champions at the end of the year. Let's go to the felt. One of these guys will do it tonight. Action on James Mackey. Queen 10 he has, and he makes it 400,000 to go. Blinds are 1 in 200,000.
Well, Craig just calls with King, Queen of clubs. Many players would 3-bet with that hand. Benjamin Zamani also calling with the King 10. So everybody playing here in a raised pot. Here comes the flop. Well, ace 8-8.
No, that flop misses everyone.
It goes check, check, check.
Going to the turn.
A 9 comes off. Now again, Craig checks. Benjamin checks. James has the worst hand of the 3. Has a gut shot straight draw, but look at this, Vince. He is going to bet. Those guys have been checking. He's going to bet 550,000.
Well, he got to see them check twice, had position on him. He's going to take a little gamble, and he will succeed with that move.
So a nice bet there by James Mackey. They call him MIG because he shoots down so many players. Can he shoot 2 more down tonight and win his first WPT title?
I'm almost going to 3-bet. That's hoping Ben was going to squeeze.
Is that a good enough hand I had to call a 3-bet?
Mackey is from Kansas City, Missouri, 30 years old.
Started playing online poker when he was in college. He did so well, he quit school to become a professional player. What I like about him, Vince, is that he volunteers at animal shelters, walking dogs when he's not playing poker tournaments.
Good for him. We have a fold and now a raise by Zamani with King 5. Mackey with Jack 10. He'll see a flop. Oh, and the flop is a Jack 9 deuce. Jack's hitting Mackey.
Nice flop for James. Benjamin checks.
And a nice little 550 bet into Zamani. He has to fold the hand. James Mackey getting some momentum here at Choctaw. All right, it's on James Mackey, and he's got a pair of 9s.
And there you see the R for the raise to 600,000 by James. And the C, which is the call by Craig with the King 10 of clubs. Love the new graphics.
All right, two-way action between these two players. The flop's a ace, queen, 4.
A little continuation bet here by James. Not going to like it when he gets called, though.
Craig's got an inside straight draw. Turn card, will he hit? Nope, 7 of diamonds.
Well, Mackey checks this time.
And they are both going to check, going down to the river.
Well, 3 of spade comes off. And again, Mackey checks.
Pair? Probably not good.
Yeah, that's good.
9.
2 9s are going to be good in this hand. You just wonder if Craig would have got more aggressive with that hand. Could he have won that pot?
And more outs than I thought I did.
So James Mackey happy to pick up that pot with the 2 9s.
And action's going to the young man, James Mackey. Queen deuce this time. He won't fool around with that.
All in.
Craig with ace jack says, I'm going to put you all in.
He's declaring all in, but what he's really doing is setting Benjamin Zamani all in case he wants to play, but Ben opts to fold, so Craig takes down the pot.
Was it 1 away? How'd you know?
So much fun. 3-handed poker with a shot at the title here.
Well, it's fun for these guys. The next guy out gets over 306,000, 412 to our runner-up, and the winner, of course, over 681,000.
All right, blinds are going up to 125, 250 with a $25,000 ante, and action's on Zamani.
All in.
He's going to push all in this time with ace 8. Mackey out, and Craig won't play either. So Zamani, who's made 3 final tables on the World Poker Tour, yet to become a champion on the World Poker Tour, but trying to do so tonight.
Well, Zamani is quite a poker player. He has a World Series of Poker bracelet. He cashed 8 times in the 2016 World Series of Poker.
All in.
All in by Craig here with a pair of 7s. And he will be victorious with that.
That was a joke, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Craig. Dad's old and slow.
That is Craig's dad.
Yeah, his dad Kevin flew in last night to watch him play this final table today. Actually gave him advice 3 years ago. Don't turn pro, just play recreationally. He didn't take his dad's advice, and it's paid off well for him.
All in.
Zamani's gone all in.
Okay, I call.
Going all in and called by James. James has the best hand with ace high.
Yeah, Zamani took a shot with queen high. And right now he's a dog to take this home.
But whose hand do you like better? Because the queen 6 suited is pretty nice.
It looks pretty good to me, too.
It looks pretty good.
I would jinx it.
James Mackey from Kansas City out in front. On the brink of taking out Zamani. Here's the flop.
Well, comes king 3 deuce with 2 hearts. James smiles. He sees his opponent
Was there any doubt?
has got a flush draw.
Good for TV.
Even if a heart comes on the turn, there's still a sweat. So
Oh, I thought you had ace-5 of diamonds.
He's still in front with the ace high, but a lot of drama left in this hand.
Show me some red. Give him a heart. One time.
Ben needs to get lucky here. And it's not going to work out there. 10 of spades.
It's come down to this, folks. Benjamin must catch a heart, a queen, or a 6. Otherwise, we'll be playing heads up for the title.
River card. It's a heart.
He hits the flush on the river to stay alive. The dream lives on for Benjamin Zamani to take a WPT title tonight.
Down to the green, felt quick fold by Benjamin.
call.
Mackey has made the call, and Craig with king 10 of hearts is going to make a raise, 750 total.
And a snap call by James. And the flop jack 10-5.
Check.
So James with a gut shot straight draw checks. Craig with 2 10s is going to bet 550,000. And Mackey has to
Good hand.
abort.
Craig taking down the pot to his family's delight.
James is very aggressive, definitely tries to bully around. Maybe I can get him in a spot where I actually have something big and get it in, you know, stack him.
Well, trying to stack him, but he's well aware of how tough James Mackey is. All the players that try to bully you around are usually very good players.
Action back on Craig with the button. Blinds a 125, 250, and Craig's just got a 7-4 of hearts. And he'll raise it to 575 total. Ben going out. And James Mackey always wants to look at a flop. Makes the call with queen 9.
And flop ace king 10, so Mackey out in front with the queen 9 gut shot straight, but here comes the pressure by Craig Varnell that Mackey's just not going to be able to stand.
Fake it till you make it, and it's gonna work. Mackey has to lay down the hand.
So aggressiveness paying off right now for Craig Varnell.
Even the button tosses are perfect.
$1 for 1 million tournament. Sign up for free today at WPTGlobal.com and win your share of $1 million. Could this be the best value tournament ever? Could this be the biggest overlay ever? Use bonus code YT28 to play the $1 for 1 million tournament only at WPT Global.
James Mackey now with 8-7 of hearts. He will raise to 500, called by Craig.
All in.
Ben going over the top with ace-3. Fold by Mackey.
How much is the total?
Craig's got a pretty solid king-jack of clubs, but look at this raise.
Yeah, it's 5.3 million more for him to call.
You're not really invested heavily at all. Maybe at best you'll be in a race situation.
Well, that's at best.
Uh-oh.
Well, he's opted to gamble here. We've seen him do that a couple times at this final table.
He feels it.
It's good. It's a good call. It's the right call. For sure. Ben, what are you doing over there?
Wug blockers. Huh?
I guarantee I would win this pot, right?
Yeah, like 8-9.
7, 8 of hearts.
Everybody on their feet here at Choctaw.
What an opportunity. Ben would go from one card away from elimination to the chip leader. And here's the flop.
7, 8.
Flop is a 7, 8, 9, all spades.
7, 8 of hearts.
Well, a great flop for Benjamin. He smiles because he has a flush draw now. So that eliminates the king and jack of spades from winning the pot and the 10 of spades.
On to the turn. Can Craig hit the card? Nope. Deuce of clubs. Down to the river. Zamani out in front. Will it stay that way? Yes.
He's going to double up and stay alive.
And in just a few hands, Benjamin Zamani went from rags to riches. He's now the chip leader with 3 players left.
Action on Craig Varnell. He's got Jack 9.
And he's going to raise on the button here with it.
550 to go. Zamani now with a king 3 of diamonds.
Wow, those are $100,000 chips, Vince. He's going to bet 1.5 million here with the king 3. Amazing.
James Mackey with a decent little 8-7 of spades.
I'm all in.
Wow, that's an incredible play, folks. He bet over 10 million there with 8 high into the chip leader for his tournament life. That is just going with your gut, thinking the guy made a weak 3 bet, which in fact he did.
Well, Benjamin, this time with a pair of 5s, raises to 575. Mackey with queen jack is going to re-raise. Craig goes out. So back on Benjamin.
All in.
And he is just going to shove with the 5s.
You got it.
Wow, they are playing the game.
We each got each other there.
Good.
Well, folks, if you like poker, you can't change that dial now, I can tell you that.
I saw an ace when I saw one of your aces.
You saw one of my aces?
Vince, are you amazed that these guys are not afraid to play? I mean, forget about moving up a pay notch. They're all 3 going for the W. I'm telling you that right now.
Big hand.
Zamani out in front with 12.7 million. As we continue, it's on James Mackey. He's got a pair of 9s.
Well, this is a very big hand in a 3-handed poker game.
Makes it 600,000 to play. Craig, though, with a7.
And he's going to 3-bet it again, this time to 1.8 million.
Ben goes out.
All in.
Well, now it's James' turn to go all in over the top with the 4-bet.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Well, Vince, I can't imagine that Craig is going to call. Wow, he has done it. He is just gambling here in my mind.
Jeez, Craig.
Craig opted to gamble this hand with the ace high. Let's see if it's going to pay off. If it does, he'll be chip leader. If not, he'll be our 3rd place finisher. Well, you might say he's crazy, but the last hand, James moved all in with an 8 high. If he'd had that hand, Craig would have had him this time, but not the case. Craig looking for an ace.
Here we go with the flop. It's a king 8-6. No help for Craig. The 9's out in front here.
Now, Vince, if Craig gets knocked out here, he'll be talking to himself for a long time, I believe, about calling 7 million more with ace-7 offsuit.
Going to the turn. Jack of hearts is not going to help Craig.
Must have an ace on the river.
Man plays by his hunches, and this time doesn't look like it's going to pay off. Got one more chance in the deck.
Show me a bullet.
3-outer on the river. Can he pick it up? Nope. Deuce of spades.
So just like that, from chip leader to finished in third place. Craig Varnell opted to gamble a couple of hands, Vince. Probably shouldn't have, as it turns out.
That's going to do it for Craig Varnell. He has had a great run here at WPT Choctaw and will be taking home over $300,000 for his third place finish.
Well, he plays on guts and heart and instinct. Let's go find out what he has to say. Oh, hate to lose that guy.
It was a good experience. Definitely could have folded the last hand. Just it was just getting a little crazy. 4-bet shoving every hand. So, and I saw Ben's hand last hand. They were doing it with like ace deuce and ace 5. So, you know, I thought maybe I was good, but I probably should have folded. But it was a good experience, and I'll be back. So.
What an event to kick off season 15 on the World Poker Tour. We're now down to heads-up play against two tough young pros. James Mackey out in front, 19.5 million. Benjamin Zamani with 12.4 million.
Lines of 125, 250. Here we go. Benjamin with a nice ace, deuce of diamonds will call.
Doesn't raise with the ace high on the button here.
Disguising the strength of his hand. Mackey with 10-4, 2 spades. Look at this. He catches the flush.
What a flop by Mackey here. He checks it. Here comes a continuation bet with just 2 deuces, 300,000. Now the question is, do you raise here or just call? Well, there's your answer. If you're James Mackey, you raise it. Just in case he's got ace-king, he may play the hand. He's got 1 big spade, he may play the hand. As it is, he's got bottom pair and no spade, and he folds.
Yeah, Benjamin doesn't raise before the flop with the ace high, and it burns him in the end. Let a guy flop around with 10-4 spades, catch a flush, take your money. Move on, Mackey this time with king-4 spades. And he will raise it, 6:25 to go. Benjamin.
Yeah, defenseless.
Can't compete with a 10-3.
James Mackey off to a good start in this heads-up battle. Can he keep it going? Cross the finish line with his first WPT title.
$1 for 1 million tournament. Sign up for free today at WPTGlobal.com and win your share of $1 million. Could this be the best value tournament ever? Could this be the biggest overlay ever? Use bonus code YT28 to play the $1 for 1 million tournament only at WPT Global.
These guys both have nearly $3 million in live tournament winnings prior to this. They're just 30 years old, so their resume is extremely impressive. Both World Series of Poker bracelet winners, both looking for their first WPT title.
Unraised pot, and here we go, 9-6-3 on the flop. So 6 for Mackey.
He checks him.
Inside straight draw for Ben.
Well, he is going to bet $350,000 and get called by James. So we're going to the turn. Well, an 8 comes off. James checks the 2 6s. Benjamin with the opening straight draw now. He's going to bet here, Vince. He is not slowing down here. Knows he can't win the pot with a 7 high, so he just keeps firing.
Mackey's going to make this call, though.
And now a 7 comes off. Now there's a possible flush, possible straight out there. But as the cards lie, Benjamin Zamani has the best hand with 2 7s. This could easily go check, check. Well, forget that plan. James Mackey, who was calling when he had the best hand, and now he's got the worst hand, and he's going to try to steal the pot. He's betting. Incredible play.
1.5 million into Ben, who just has 7s.
Yeah, hard to call here with 2 7s.
All in.
But look at this.
Wow.
He's pushed all in.
Representing the flush. And he is all smiles, knowing at least he thinks he stole that pot, when in fact he had the best hand. But still, an amazing play. There's Bobby Obuti rooting for Zamani. Obuti, a WPT champ, quite a player himself. Both nearly $3 million in career earnings prior to tonight. They're way surpassing that no matter where they finish here. But look at this, Vince. Neither player raised pre-flop with these hands.
Amazing. Ace-3 of diamonds and a pair of fours, and the flop is an 8-3 deuce.
Yeah, this could spell trouble for Benjamin here. Not going to put your opponent on a pair because he didn't raise pre-flop.
Ben bets 300,000. Mackey calls it with the fours, and he gets another 4.
3 fours for James. He checks. Benjamin falling into no traps. He checks right behind him. Now a 9 comes off. Now for sure Mackey's going to bet here. Just a matter of how much. Wow, he's betting 800,000. The pot had 1.1 million in it. Now to a pro player, that's an overbet, as we say. And it brings up suspicion in you. Why is he betting so much? Is he trying to steal this pot? You know that's what Benjamin's thinking right now. And he pays him off. Because of the overbet, I believe, the bet size by Mackey paid off well for him there. 3 fours taking it down. James Mackey extending his chip lead.
Yeah, nice bet on the river. Oversized bet. Mackey from Kansas City, Missouri. He says he loves sports, all aspects of poker as well. The math, the psychology, the bluffing.
When he's not chasing the 2 around, Vince, he volunteers at the animal shelter to walk dogs around. He's trying to walk the dog here a little bit and get this title.
Well, here's a flop of Jack 10-6.
Well, nice flop there for Benjamin, but not as good as James's flop. Both players check their pairs. James now has a flush draw to go with 2 jacks. Benjamin has a straight draw to go with his 2 10s, and it's been checked twice, so he thinks 10's easily the best hand, so he bets 500,000. Called by James Mackey.
Now the river is a 7.
Well, Mackey checks again, and Benjamin has check down value in my mind here. No sense in betting.
Check.
That's what he's doing. So Mackey again increases his chip lead in this heads-up battle. Both these guys, tough young pros that have had very successful poker careers thus far, and I look for more out of these guys in the future for sure.
Well, James this time with Ace-King makes the raise to 625. Benjamin gonna make the call with Queen Deuce of diamonds.
Cost him $375 more. He wants to see a flop. And flop is Ace Jack 10. Folks, it could all go in the flop here.
Well, you got a 4 flush for Benjamin.
Wow, Benjamin checked the check raise with the straight and flush draw, but James's hand thought it was so big. 2 aces with a straight draw, he'd check right behind him. Well, Benjamin checks the turn and the 7 of clubs comes off, but James now bets the 2 aces.
James gonna bet 600.
I don't see Benjamin calling here. He's getting out raising chips. He was definitely going to check raise on the flop where all the money would have gone in. And now he's check raising on the turn. Well, this is the kind of hand that you're happy to take the pot now, knowing you're beat, but in case you don't, you got a lot of outs to win the pot. So another 1.1 million to Mackey. He makes the call. We are going to the river. And the board pairs jacks. Well, Zamani just waving the flag here. Might be afraid the guy made a full house or something, but he just checks to give it up. I don't see any purpose in Mackey betting here. What can you get paid off with that you can beat? A weak ace is all, but...
You saw that, right? Chips fell.
Well, he's going to bet 2.4 nevertheless.
Well, he bets 2.4 million. He doesn't have to show his hand this way.
Benjamin has queen high. Mackey taking down another good one. And with that pot, the antes are going up to 50,000. Blinds are 150 and 3, Mike.
Are you calling if I shove the flop?
I don't know, I was thinking about that. I might.
Sometimes you're pushing at somebody and you just know there's a point that they're gonna break and hit you back, you know, and that's what makes it fun, trying to guess when that's gonna happen.
Well, it could happen a lot with this guy. Zamani, a very tough poker player, but so is Mackey. Just fun to watch these guys play. They are both top-notch players.
They actually play kind of similar. Very sneaky players. Powerfully aggressive, unorthodox, really skilled.
Here's a hand Benjamin would have been happy to get it all in pre-flop with, but James just makes the call, so we're going to see a flop here.
Yeah, 10s versus 8-6. The flop is an ace, 8-5, so Mackey gets his 8s.
Well, Benjamin going to make a continuation bet, of course, with the 2 10s. Mackey is going to call him with the 2 8s.
Going to the turn, it is a deuce of hearts.
Well, that could slow the players down. Mackey checking again. Now possible straight and possible flush out there, so Zamani checks right behind him. Now a queen comes off.
Check.
Well, again, Mackey checks. If Zamani bets here, which he's doing, I swear to you, he's putting his opponent on exactly 2 8s here. He's betting the 2 10s for value. He's not looking to steal the pot. He just knows they're the best hand right now, the way the betting is gone, and in fact they are. Just what a value bet here, but he doesn't get paid off. Mackey's too good for that. Still, an impressive value bet on the river by Zamani there. Action on Benjamin, looks at a Jack-8 offsuit. Gonna limp in on the button.
James with the King 7, not gonna raise, gonna see the flop.
And the flop comes ace, king 8. James checks the 2 kings. Benjamin gonna bet 2 8s. You're never gonna put your opponent on ace for sure because he didn't raise for the flop, and probably not a king either. So he believes 8s are the best hand now, but gets called by James.
3 of spades on the turn, so Mackey's still in front, and he is checked. Giving the rope to Ben, and Ben's gonna bet again.
He's not trying to get 2 kings to go out, Vince. He doesn't think his opponent's got an ace or a king in his hand. He believes the 2 8s with the jack kicker is the best hand. That's why he bet. I bet you're going to call a guy with kings when he doesn't raise before the flop. If he's got an ace and slow played him, good luck to him.
Down to the river, it's a nothing card, 6 of diamonds.
I think it's going to go check, check this round.
King.
And indeed it does. Mackey going to win the pot with 2 kings, but I certainly can't fault Zamani the way he played that hand. Vince, one thing's for sure. These 2 young guys, both 30 years old, both terrific players. I believe we're going to see them in the future on the World Poker Tour a fair amount. They can play. They're not afraid to make moves, and I mean make moves where their tournament life is at risk. That's tough to do.
All right, this time Mackey calling with 8-7. Benjamin. Now he will pop it up, makes it 900,000 to go with King 6.
Well, he's going to raise with the king high, thinks it's the best hand. Indeed it is, but getting called here by James with the 8-7. Nine, 7 deuce is the flop. James with middle pair has outflopped his opponent. But it goes check, check. Well, the board pairs 9s.
Check.
Benjamin checks. Be surprised if Mackey checks here. Why would you give him a free card to beat you? But he does check. Just doesn't want to get trapped for a big pot here. Now queen comes off. Now again Zamani checks. Now Mackey's got to believe 2 7s are the best hand now. No way he's going to check a third time. And he's betting 1.3 million, and Zamani goes out. Mackey increases his chip lead.
Yeah, Zamani getting a little disgusted here. Things are going Mackey's way.
Well, I would say, Vince, he's batting about 900 in this heads-up battle. He's won about 9 pots out of 10.
I mean, we are in deep stretch. James Mackey, will he close it right now? He's from Kansas City, 30 years old, 10-year poker pro. The dream of a lifetime in his hands right now. Benjamin picking up a pair of 5s.
I'm just limping in on the button with him, Vince.
Sure is. And Mackey's got a pair of 8s.
Wow. This wouldn't shock me if all the money gets in before the flop here, Vince.
There's the raise by Mackey.
All in. Call.
All in, and a snap call, of course.
Well, there it is. Pair over pair playing heads up. Zamani knows how unusual that is. Unfortunately for him, he's up against it. Well, there you see Blair Henkel, good buddy of James Mackey. They used to be college roommates. Blair, quite a player himself, sweating his buddy on tonight. And if the 2-8s hold up, James Mackey will be our champion. If the snowmen melt, we'll still be playing heads up for the title, pretty close to even in chip count.
Oh boy, 5 cards to come.
Flop of the first three. 8, 7, 6, all spades. So a set for James. Benjamin open-ended.
Give him a set. Nah.
Well, Ben's actually got more outs now than he had before. His opponent's flopped 3-8s, but he has an open-ended straight draw.
4, 9, spade.
Neither player has a spade in their hand. Here we go to the turn. It's another spade.
Well, Jack of spade. Now, if a spade comes on the river, they would split this pot.
You like that? 5 of diamonds. You're sick.
Down to the river we go. Mackey with a big chance to take home his first WPT title.
Benjamin needs a 4 or 9 or a spade to stay alive. Doesn't happen.
It's a 6.
So 8s full of 6s is going to win it for James Mackey. Vince, you got to hand it to Benjamin Zamani. Put up a great battle tonight. When the smoke clears, he's the runner-up. James Mackey is our champion.
Great, man. Short all day, you know.
Let's hear it for the winner of the WPT Choctaw Championship, James Mackey.